Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. I have 3 prophetic words for mothers, especially of young children. These words came in the form of 2 dreams and a word from the Lord as I was changing my baby's nappy, actually. So if you are interested in anything to do with health and hearing from the Lord regarding the health of your children, then these words could be for you. I'll preface this by saying that I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian for 18 years. I believe in prayer and fasting, the gifts of the Spirit, and hearing from the Lord. I believe that every Christian should be able to hear from the Lord for themselves and is able to move in the prophetic. Some of the ways that the Lord speaks to me is through dreams, and I also get words from Him as I'm praying and spending time with Him, especially when I'm in times of worship or I'm in times of fasting. I have implemented them in my own life, and I'm sharing them in case they help somebody else. The Lord was talking to me, I believe, specifically about these things because they affect me and they affect my children, but I also believe that it is a word that could be of benefit to other mums out there, especially mums who want their kids to be healthy and they want their family to be healthy. And so I'm sharing them with you to hopefully encourage you and help you in your motherhood journey. And I just want to encourage you and say that God really cares about the details of our lives. He cares about everything in our life. Nothing is too small for Him not to care about. He cares about the food that we eat, the things that we're entertained by, who we're friends with, our family situation, the church that we go to, the things that we even wear and put on our body. He cares about all of it. He cares about our dreams and our desires. He is a God of intimacy, and He is a God who wants to be close to us and speak to us about the things that really matter to us. He wants us to live a long and a happy and a healthy life, and one of the ways that we do that is by asking Him for wisdom and for revelation. There is a scripture in the Bible that says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." And I believe that one of the reasons that people actually go to the grave too early is because they don't have a knowledge of the things that God is saying to them personally. They may not have knowledge about spiritual things, or they may not even have knowledge about just general health and practicality things that the Lord wants to speak to them about. So if we ask the Lord for His wisdom, it says that He will give it to us liberally and without reproach. And He also says that when we come to Him and believe that He is a rewarder of those who do good, that He will reward us. So I think that one of the most important things that we can do to have a long and happy and healthy life is to seek the Lord in the details of the things that are going on in our lives. Recently, I have been saying to the Lord, show me my blind spots, show me the things that I don't know, and speak to me about everything in my life. I want to hear about God on everything in my life, and I want to obey Him in everything that He speaks to me about. So I think maybe that's part of the reason why He gave me these dreams. These are things that I could not have known without the Lord. Okay, so first of all, so this year on the 11th, I had a dream that someone told me, I heard a voice in my dream that said that vitamin C in elderberry syrup stays in the body for longer, 24 hours, and it stays in the body longer than synthetic vitamin C. Now, at the time, we had just come through a period of like really bad sickness, and the whole family had been sick. And I had actually purchased some elderberries like a few weeks before, and I was going to make elderberry syrup. And so I was questioning at the time because I'd bought a whole bunch of synthetic vitamin C, and I was concerned that we actually had whooping cough. And so I was going to do the vitamin C protocol to help us get through that a lot quicker. And when I had bought this synthetic vitamin C, there's like all these different forms of vitamin C. And so I was a bit confused about which one was going to be like best for us, which one was going to help with the illness that we had because we had a cough at the time, and like what vitamin C was better, and also something that would fit within our budget. So I had been questioning these things, and then I received this dream, and I was actually like, I had made the elderberry syrup, but I was actually questioning the efficacy of the syrup and if it was actually going to be any good for us. After I got this dream, I went on a Google search, and I actually found scientific evidence that says that natural forms of vitamin C, including elderberry, stays in the body for between 24 to 48 hours. Whereas synthetic vitamin C, you know, the vitamin C that's made in a lab, it actually only stays in the body for a couple of hours. So this is the reason why they tell you to take high dose vitamin C consistently when you are sick, because it doesn't stay in the body for very long. And it comes out in the form of urination and sweat and other means. But basically, the word from the Lord is that the vitamin C that is better for you is natural vitamin C, and it's going to stay in the body longer, which means that your body is going to be able to absorb and utilize that vitamin C. Now, I just found that really encouraging, that the Lord is talking to me about vitamin C and the best forms of vitamin C and the best way to keep our family healthy during sickness and during times of health. I mean, it makes sense that he created fruit and vegetables, and he created them in a way that our bodies can absorb and get the best nutrients from them possible. But I find it so encouraging that the Lord is talking to us about our health. And so that takes me to the next thing that he spoke about. And this was also a dream. I'll just tell you the dream to start. So I had a dream on the same night. I had a dream that I was feeding my children a banana. It looked like my children were on a dirt road and we were traveling or something. We were just eating a banana, and I thought that I was giving them something healthy to eat. But then I've heard a voice say, "Don't you know that it's the bananas they are affecting?" I had the impression that it was the bananas were being affected with toxins, vaccines, chemicals, like they were being modified somehow. So after I had this dream, I decided again to do a little Google search and to find any studies or any information that I could find about bananas and whether they were being like modified or altered in any way. And it turns out that literally in the past year, in the area that I am located, they have been genetically modifying the bananas, and they have been altering them, and they have been altering the very specific banana that I have been buying for my children to eat. Now, personally, I don't believe that genetically modified fruits and vegetables are a healthy option for our family to eat, and I want to stay away from that as much as possible. And it turns out that the bananas that I have been feeding my children are the direct bananas that have been affected. And so I believe that the Lord was speaking to me about that. Now, I thought that I was just giving my children a healthy option, and it turns out we don't know what's in our food all the time. Sometimes things are labeled, and sometimes companies and businesses are able to bypass those labels and we're not aware of it, or we don't have an understanding of how these things affect our body negatively. So as a family, we choose to, as much as possible, eat organic, eat healthy, eat the way that God created and intended us to eat. And so this is one of the things that I wasn't aware that I was doing that was a problem. So we are going to rectify that by buying only organic bananas. Now we have access to this in our area, which I'm very grateful for. Our family tries to honor the Lord, love the Lord in all that we do. And so because of that, we believe that we are able to claim that promise and we are able to eat the best of the land. And that basically just means that he's going to give us good, healthy food to eat. And if we can believe him for that, pray for that, expect that, then I believe that that can happen despite the cost of living and despite the issues that are going on. That if he's talking to us about healthy food, like he was in this dream, he was talking to me about the food that we're eating, then he obviously has a solution. So I just want to encourage you that there might be things in your diet that you're eating that you're not aware of that are unhealthy for you or for your children. Pray and ask the Lord to reveal anything that you should find an alternative to, or maybe cut out completely. And yeah, just ask the Lord for a solution and for his way in your eating habits as a family. Okay, and the third word that came to me, now this word actually came to me first. I was using a particular brand of nappies on my baby, and I felt strongly in my spirit that the Lord said that there are chemicals in those nappies that are affecting the fertility of young boys, and that as they grow up, they could have fertility issues. And so sometimes when the Lord speaks to me, it comes in the form of a feeling, or it comes in the form of a thought or an impression. That's how he chooses to speak to me prophetically sometimes. And so I had this impression, and then honestly, I just thought, oh, you're being silly, and it's what we can get right now, and I forgot about it. And then I kept having this impression come back to me, and I spoke to my husband about it, and he said we need to change the brand like immediately. And he was actually really good. We prayed about it. We asked the Lord for a solution. We asked him what to do about it. And then again, I did a little research, and it turns out that there are studies that have been published actually 20 years ago. So this has been like a long-standing thing that they've been talking about in the scientific community and in the nappy community, about how there are certain chemicals, flame retardants, there's certain types of chlorine, and there's other toxins and chemicals that they are putting into nappies that they believe are affecting the fertility of young boys as they are developing. And they believe it's to do with the plastic coating as well that's in the nappies. If you are interested, go and research this information and decide for yourself, and maybe try and find either cloth nappies, so there's something that you can wash. It's not the simplest solution. It takes some sacrifice, it takes some planning and some time, but we did do this with my first child and it saved us thousands of dollars, and it was of such a benefit to us. Now, it took time and it was an effort, and you know, sometimes nappies, they're a bit stinky until you put them in the wash and all of that, but I actually think the Lord probably spoke to me about it, honestly, all those years ago, and then I did it, and then I got caught up in convenience when it came to my next children. And so we are contemplating going back to cloth nappies, but in the meantime, we are trying to find nappies that are free of all of these chemicals and toxins, and that are the most natural nappies that we can possibly find. So again, the Lord is speaking to mothers about the things that pertain to us and pertain to our children. He wants us to be healthy. He wants us to thrive. He wants us to do well. And if we will ask him, if you will ask him to speak to you about the things in your life that you do not know, just like the prayers that I've been praying in how to keep you healthy, if you'll ask him for wisdom, it says that he'll give it to you liberally. And so I just wanted to share these 3 words because I felt like the Lord said it's going to help somebody. So I wanted to share them, and hopefully it helps you. Hopefully you're encouraged to seek God for yourself and for your own life. If you do buy bananas, nappies, or you take vitamin C as a family, these 3 words could pertain to you. But more than that, it's just ask the Lord to speak to you about what's going on in your own life, and I believe that he will speak to you because he loves you and he loves your children. So with that note, I say goodbye and God bless, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.